Google Ads competitor targeting is what we're going to talk about today, and how there's a ridiculous strategy for targeting your competitors' customers. Not people looking to be a customer of your competitor, but your actual competitors' customers. When they're searching for that competitor or a product that you and they both sell on Google search, so that your ad shows up for them. Why this is valuable, by the way, is because, well, at least if you're in a business where repeat business, happens, you can go after your competitor's best customers. And a lot of times they're just gonna, what do they do to go buy from your competitor? They go back to Google, type in their brand name, and they go back to their site that way to go make the reorder or order next time. Those customers are so sure to order, it basically, the conversion rate's 10 times higher than an average person, or 20 or 30 times higher. If you can get in front of those people before they go and order from that competitor, and a lot of times they aren't going to really be paying attention, they'll just order from you. That's what this particular strategy I'm talking to you about today is actually about. It's not the typical, like I've talked to you about on previous videos in terms of competitor targeting, where if somebody types in your brand name of your competitor, you show up, which that person may not even be looking to order anything. They may not buy anything. They may be checking on their order status. Therefore, it's not as valuable, but that's not what I'm talking about. And I'm not talking about what they call custom intent audiences either, which is where you go ahead and you tell Google you want to show up for people that have been to your competitor's site before. Because that only helps you as far as the person's been to the competitor's site before, and in a relatively recent period of time. A lot of markets, people don't buy except for like once a year. So when they go to reorder their pottery supplies or their fasteners, whatever they're going to reorder, that particular strategy of creating a custom intent audience and saying, Google, I want to show up when anybody's been to my competitor's site while they make a Google search or while they're browsing the web through Google Display Network ads, it's not going to get you the level of penetration you want from and getting in front of people who bought from that competitor in the past. With the method I'm sharing with you here today, anybody who's bought from that competitor in the last 10 years, when they eventually do go to search for that competitor to go back to their site to buy, you can show up then and only then. Which means if you're not, well, let's say hypothetically, you're not getting a return on your Google ads today, this will absolutely get you a return because it doesn't get any better. It doesn't get any more targeted. You're not targeting any more of a sure buyer, a serious buyer, than somebody going to reorder from a competitor that's already ordered from them, not once, potentially multiple times before, which would make it even more likely that person, if you caught them at that time, to have a sure order from you instead. So anyway, that's specifically what I'm talking about in today's video here. And I'm going to go through here step by step how this is exactly done. So targeting people that are typing your competitor's name, that's one thing. You can make money that way. You can, people who've been to your competitor's site before, same thing. This is at a whole other level. And I guarantee you 99.999% of people who do advertising don't know about this method right here. I only thought of it because I get the luxury of looking at different clients' accounts all the time. When I audit them, we potentially are working together with them. I see stuff that people have done to them, their competitors have done to them, and then I just stumble upon it. This is a method I stumbled upon in that specific way. So with that said, what this actually looks like to actually target your competitor's customers as they're coming through Google to go buy from your competitor. What you do is you have to start out with your competitor's credit card data, which you're probably saying, well, what the hell? How the hell do you get credit card data from the competitor, with your customer's list on it, or your competitor's customer's list on it? And that is, you can go through a company called LiveRamp. There's other companies that do it, but essentially what a company like a data broker like LiveRamp does, you can Google them, sign up for an account, is they actually are like a middleman, a data broker that finds people who have data and sells it to people like you who want the data, if you will. And you lease it for a certain amount per time your ad shows, or a certain amount per month. There's different pricing, how to pay for that data effectively, if you will. And so the way that LiveRamp gets it is they work with MasterCard, Visa, American Express. And so if your competitor takes credit cards, mostly, therefore, if you go to LiveRamp and say, I want to target all my competitors' customers, that is, anybody who's used one of those credit cards that I just mentioned before to buy from my competitor, you can have them create a custom audience for you that you can then import into your Google Ads account. Once you got it into your Google Ads account, now you're in position to target that customer list of your competitor. Now the trick is the competitor list, competitor's customers list that you want here, that you can get through LiveRamp, is valuable. But if you only want to show up for people on Google that are on that customer's list, then you have to understand how to do that specifically. And that is going into the second step of the plan. You're going to run your shopping and search campaigns as if you were targeting any new customers that are searching on Google on a regular basis. So if you search, or if you target pottery supplies, pottery supply customers, you're going to target the keywords pottery supplies, buy pottery supplies and stuff like you normally would with a Google search campaign. Or if you're running, also, what you should also be running Google Shopping along with your search campaigns. You run your shopping campaign just like you normally would, or PMAX if you're going to use PMAX, which you normally are going to use PMAX because that's going to work a little better than shopping campaigns nowadays. But with that said, to make sure that when they search for pottery supplies, that you only show up if a person on your competitor's customer list has searched for that exact term or a term like it in your niche, then what you got to do, going into the third step of the plan, is you got to adjust your keyword bids down, and then and product bids down. If we're talking about shopping campaigns, you can't do that with PMAX. But if you run regular shopping campaigns, you can go downward in bids or bidding on your individual products, and then you can go upwards in bid on your lists, i.e. your competitor's customers list that you have now imported into your Google Ads account. So in summary here, so you understand what this is, you first upload through LiveRamp customer data list from that contains your competitor's customers to Google, right? You target all your keywords that are representative of people looking for a product in your space. Or it could be a service if you're doing services. And then, so you target your keywords as usual. Then on the keywords though, you go downwards and bid 90% in whatever you're bidding, or what you think you normally have to bid to for those keywords. So if you normally have to, if the Google keyword tool says you have to pay $3 a click for your keywords, you go down 90% in your bids of what the Google keyword tool suggests you have to pay for a click for that keyword. And then therefore in that case you're going to be bidding about 40 cents a click. On the flip side, the audience that you imported into your Google Ads account, because under audiences, which is where your competitor customer list audience is going to be set up at, you're going to go upwards in bid, so you're going to do plus 900% bid adjustment there. So effectively what this is going to do is it's going to basically guarantee that you're not bidding high enough to have your keywords show on their own. But if they're on your competitor's customers list, you will be bidding high enough to show because you have a plus 900% bid adjustment on your competitor customer list audience that you've imported through your Google Ads account, through your LiveRamp account that you've set up to do that. So it's, in other words, there's like two factors there. There's your keyword bid or your product bid if you're talking about shopping campaigns, and your audience bid. If you go down on your keyword bids or product bids and you go way up in your audience bid, the audience that contains your competitor's customers list, then you only are eligible to show up essentially, or you're bidding high enough to be competitive in the auctions you want for the keywords and searches you want if they're on your competitor's customer list. Follow me? If you don't, for instance, understand quite what I'm explaining here, of course you can leave me a comment below and I'll get back to you for sure. But that's the general three-step process to target essentially on Google search through search ads and shopping ads, only people that are on your competitor's customers list. Your goal should be to target people that are not on your competitor's customers list and still get an ROI. If you watch my other videos, you should be able to identify what you need to do to make that happen. But the short answer to your problem of not getting a high enough ROI for the ads to pay for themselves is to just target your competitor's customer list, because those are all people that you know are going to be buyers. More than half of the people that search for things in your space, like even if you're targeting pottery wheels and they're typing in buy pottery wheels, even if that search, like 30% of those people that make that search are going to be buying. Versus somebody who types in your competitor name that's bought pottery wheels in the past, they're going to be like 90% sure to buy. So you're essentially tripling the likelihood of the click you're paying for is likely to turn into a sale. And if you can triple the conversion rate on the clicks you're getting that should be the same cost as what they were before, now your ROI is triple, and all you had to do was make sure to narrow your ads down to people who bought from your competitor at least one time before. And if that didn't, for instance, get you a high enough ROI, you could target people who bought multiple times from your competitors before. Or bought, so they either bought more than once, have spent a lot of money, which you can also dictate when you go to LiveRamp to create a customer competitor audience for you that's more specific, or people who bought frequently, or should I say recently. So instead of they bought 3 times, but they bought 3 times in the last 90 days, which would make them more likely to convert on the 4th purchase being on day 91, if you follow me. Because there's always targeting customer lists, there's frequency, recency, and size. The more that they've spent with the competitor, the more likely they are to buy from you. The more recent they bought from the competitor, the more likely they are to buy from you. And the higher number of transactions they've spent had with the competitor, the more likely they are to buy with you. So if your ROI isn't quite high enough, just targeting anybody who's bought from your competitors ever before, the last 10 years or whatnot, then you just target people that have bought recently, bought a lot, and bought at least twice from them. And then you're basically, it has to work. Because in that scenario, that person, that's like the best possible prospect in your that you could possibly dream up in your space to go after. Somebody that's not only just buying from your competitor, but buying a shitload from your competitor, coming back to their site to presumably buy again, with like 99% certainty. So those are some extra tips for you to get the ROI, get a higher ROI from what you're doing. But for the most part, as long as you target your competitors' customers, the ROI is probably going to be good enough for you to be profitable, to be minimally profitable for you, so you don't have to add this extra layer of targeting, where you have to say, well, they have to buy at least 3 times, not 2. Or they've had to spend at least $500, not, in general, bought anything from the competitor. But it's open, and you obviously know that lever is available for you to pull if you need it now. But in general, that's the methodology that you want. Now, I stumbled upon this because somebody had essentially had a business partner that had split, a business ran by a couple of guys, partners in business. One partner started another company, brought the customer list with them, used it to power a PMAX campaign. And the PMAX campaign would pick off all the best customers coming through Google because he had a really aggressive ROI target on the PMAX campaign, and then it basically drained the sales from that business because all the repeat purchases were going through the other site. This is particularly effective if the other site doesn't look that much different than the original site, if you will, because a lot of people aren't paying attention real close. I don't agree with trying to trick the people per se, even though that works extremely well. But just being able to be ahead of, if your competitor is here and you're here, when they go to type your competitor's name in and they're going to reorder from that competitor, there's a fairly good chance you're going to get that person to order from you if you can just get them to click. And that's the reality. More so if it's a smaller priced product, because people put less thought into who they're ordering from. If it's a $20,000 item, yeah, they're probably going to notice that it's not the person they ordered from before they put their credit card information through. But But if it's a $20 item, you're probably going to fool most people. They're just going to order from you. For me, as long as you're not, though, saying that you are the other competitor, it's all fair game. There's nothing against the rules legally wise or Google wise saying you can't, show up for your competitors' customers and with the hopes that they accidentally go through you. So, therefore, you should do it. In trademark law, the law actually says if people are overwhelmingly being tricked into thinking that you are the competitor, and they were trying to go with the competitor, and now they're going with you, that's where like the dividing line is on trademark infringement. But that's basically when you name your business something similar to what the competitor names it. This isn't it's not going to cross over into, well, the person typed in the brand name on Google and what they expected to show up was that, because on your ad you weren't saying that you were the other competitor. Therefore, it's the consumer's fault, not your fault, if you follow my logic there. So you're not going to get in trouble for this either. So anyway, that's the competitor method that we stumbled upon that works extremely well. If you're going to target anybody in your space, targeting your competitors' customers, because you can get access to the list through LiveRamp and other sites like it, data brokers like it. It's a gimme way to make money in any e-commerce space that you're dealing with, and a lot of service spaces as well, if you're talking about home services and the like. If you're talking about businesses that involve repeat purchases. If businesses aren't involving repeat purchases, then regular keyword targeting of the competitor brand name is already going to do effectively the same thing as the customer list strategy that you can use to power your ads with effectively, like I talked about in today's video itself. But with that said, I'll wrap it up with that. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. It was informative too. I hope you go out there and you try this in your space. If you have any questions, like I said, you could leave me a comment below. I get back to every single person who leaves me a comment on this channel, usually within a couple days. You can ask me any ad-related questions you'd like. I'd be more than happy to try to give back and give you the information you need to make this work in your space, or to make anything that you are working on in your space. I love to give back to my viewers just for helping the channel grow. So any questions you have, by all means. If you are looking for quality information on how to make money with PPC ads, this is the channel you want to subscribe to, as I'm giving it to you straight on this channel. I manage several dozen ad accounts on an ongoing basis to give you the information that's on this channel. Most of everything else on YouTube is people speculating. They're full-time YouTubers, they're course sellers, they're not actually doing ad strategy all day long like I am. Therefore, if you really want to know what works, this is the channel you want to pay attention to. I give it to you straight, and I don't give you the get-rich-quick scheme bullshit that's available out there to try to get your money. And I teach. I actually teach on this channel. So it's the best information you're going to find on YouTube. Furthermore, if you like my channel, you can also find my blog at guaranteedppc.com/blog, which has my written work. And if you like my channel, you like my written work even more. It has a lot of visuals and so forth on there that you should enjoy and appreciate. I also have a column that I write over at entrepreneur.com if you want to check that out as well. I run an ad agency, by the way, as mentioned a little bit earlier in the video. We offer guaranteed results for our clients. That's our specialty here. That is, whatever you're doing now, we'll agree to increase your sales and profitability from it a certain minimum amount before we take any fees at all. The only catch is we got to know we can get great results with your campaigns. But if you want to see if we can work together, you can simply reach out to me at guaranteedppc.com. I'd be more than happy to give you a free analysis on what you have going and see what the results we actually can get for you are. And then we don't charge any fees for that analysis. So by all means, you should reach out to me if you think you want to work with the best agency that's available, and we can have a conversation about working together. As a side note, if you are trying to get results, we sell campaign templates as well. So instead of just hiring an ad agency per se, like we mainly do here with clients and work with clients here and do here at my agency, if you are not looking to work with somebody that can just take the reins on what you're doing and get your results and scale your account, you want to manage your own stuff, we can sell you the ad templates that work for your industry. We've worked in over 100 markets at this stage in the last 10 years. If we've worked in your market before, you can copy and paste the results we've gotten in your market before for yourself. Ads, landing pages, all of it. And as long as you're in a different geographic market that our client has been in or is in now, you can use everything we've got, the millions of dollars of sales results for that client in that market and just copy and paste whatever they have got to get those results for yourself, and we can tell you what the results are with the templates before you ever use them. So we sell those templates for a one-time fee. You should, at the very least, see if we've worked in your market before, because if we have, you can cut out all the work and bullshit that's necessary to get to the really good results just by using the winning version of everything we found that works in your space already. So if you're interested in that, you can also reach out to me at guaranteeppc.com. But with that said, I'll wrap it up with that. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you on the next video where we have another great strategy for you then. See you later.